Hi students, our today's topic for discussion is maintenance of pH in body fluids. How the pH is regulated in our body? It is mainly by three mechanisms: regulation by means of buffers, then respiratory regulation, and then renal regulation. Regulation by buffer, respiratory regulation, renal regulation. Hope you remember what are buffers. Buffers are the solution that resists the change in pH when an acid or an alkali is added to it. Today, let's see the regulation by means of buffer. So, buffers are body fluids. They are the first line of defense and they act against the acid loads produced in the body as a result of metabolic process. By various metabolic processes, acids will be produced in our body and this buffers acts against these acid loads. And they are effective as long as the alkali reserves of the body is not exhausted. So here are some of the important buffers of the body fluids. They are the bicarbonate buffer, phosphate buffer, protein buffer and hemoglobin buffer. What are the important buffers in our body fluids? Bicarbonate, phosphate, protein and also hemoglobin. Let's see the buffer systems of our body. These buffer systems are distributed both intracellularly as well as extracellularly. Okay, in extracellular fluid, the most important buffer is the bicarbonate buffer, and in intracellular fluid, the most important buffer is the phosphate buffer, and in erythrocyte fluid, that is in RBC, the most important buffer is the hemoglobin buffer. Okay, so remember, in extracellular fluid, the most important buffer is bicarbonate, in intracellular it is phosphate, and in RBC it is hemoglobin buffer. So let's discuss about the bicarbonate buffer. So what are the components of bicarbonate buffer? It contains sodium bicarbonate as well as carbonic acid. And it is the most important buffer in our body and it is mostly distributed extracellularly. Okay, the carbonic acid concentration is regulated by the lungs and it forms a respiratory component. And the bicarbonate concentration is regulated by the kidney and it forms a metabolic component. Okay, remember there is respiratory component as well as metabolic component. The carbonic acid concentration is regulated by the lungs and so it forms a respiratory component, and bicarbonate concentration is regulated by the kidney and so it forms a metabolic component. Okay, the carbon dioxide and water combines to form carbonic acid which splits to form H plus and HCO3 minus. Okay, so whenever there is an increase in H plus concentration in the blood, this increased H plus will combine with the bicarbonate ion to form carbonic acid, and then the carbonic acid splits to give carbon dioxide and water, and this carbon dioxide will be expelled by the lungs. Okay. And similarly, whenever there is a decrease in H plus concentration in the blood, H2CO3 splits to give H plus and HCO3 minus, and HCO3 will be expelled by the kidney. Hope you understood. When there is increased H plus concentration, this will combine with the bicarbonate ion to form carbonic acid, and the carbonic acid splits to carbon dioxide and water, and carbon dioxide is expelled by the lungs. So here is the respiratory mechanism. Okay, and when H plus concentration decreases in the blood, what will happen? The carbonic acid splits to give H plus and bicarbonate ions, and the bicarbonate ions will be expelled by the kidney. Now let's apply this in Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Okay, what is Henderson-Hasselbalch equation? pH is equal to pKa plus log salt by acid or log base by acid. Okay, the pKa of carbonic acid is 6.1 and concentration of HCO3 minus in the plasma is 24 millimoles per liter, and that of carbonic acid is 1.2 millimoles per liter. Substitute these values in Henderson-Hasselbalch equation and we will get as 6.1 plus log 20. Log 20 is 1.3. Then pH will be what? 6.1 plus 1.3, which is equal to 7.4, which is the pH of a body or pH of a plasma. Note here that the carbonic bicarbonate ion to carbonic acid concentration is 20. Here the bicarbonate concentration is present. Bicarbonate is present in higher concentration, and this constitutes the alkali reserve. Bicarbonate buffer system acts in association with respiratory as well as renal mechanism in cases of acid-base disturbances. This we discussed it before. Bicarbonate buffer system acts as an association with respiratory and renal mechanism. Okay, this is what we discussed before, that is whenever there is an increase in H+, the H+ will combines with what? Bicarbonate ion to form carbonic acid, and this carbonic acid splits to form carbon dioxide and water, and the carbon dioxide will be expelled by the lungs. And whenever there is a decrease in H+, H2CO3 gives H+ and HCO3-, and this HCO3- will be expelled by the kidney. Okay. Next, about the phosphate buffer. The phosphate buffer is constituted by basic phosphate and acid phosphate, that is Na2HPO4 and NaH2PO4. Its concentration in the plasma is low, and it is found mainly intracellularly, that is it forms intracellular buffer, and its components are what? Na2HPO4 and NaH2PO4. Here also let's apply it in Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. pH is equal to pKa plus log salt by acid. Here the pKa is 6.8. So the pH is equal to 6.8 plus log Na2HPO4 by NaH2PO4, whose ratio is 4. Okay, so pH is equal to 6.8 plus log 4. Log 4 is 0.6. And so we get pH as 7.4, which is the pH of a plasma. Okay, this phosphate buffer is an effective buffer because its pK value is close to the physiological pH. So its pK value 6.8. It is close to the physiological pH. So it is an effective buffer. It is a main urinary buffer and it is a main intracellular buffer. The phosphate excreted in the urine are important to neutralize the acidity of the urine. Okay. So, in case of phosphate buffer, there are 3 ionizable groups and therefore there are 3 pK values. H3PO4 splits to H plus and H2PO4 minus, where the pK 1 value is 1.96. And the second ionizable group is H2PO4 minus, which splits to give H plus and HPO4 minus. Here the pK value is 6.8. And next one is HPO4 minus, which splits to give H plus and PO4 minus. Here the pK value is 12.4. Of this, the second pK value, pK2, is close to our physiological pH, and it is found in our body. Okay, that forms the Na2HPO4 by NaHPO4 buffer system. The Na2HPO4, NaH2PO4 is an effective buffer in our body, and because its pK value is nearest to our physiological pH. Next, about the protein buffer. Protein buffer depends upon the pK value of the ionizable group present in the amino acid of the protein. The protein buffer depends upon the pK value of the ionizable group present in the amino acids present in the proteins. Okay, and it is mainly due to the imidazole group present in histidine. Histidine is an amino acid and it has got an imidazole group. The pK value of the imidazole group of histidine is 6.1, and it is close to our physiological pH, and so the protein buffer depends upon the imidazole pK value of the imidazole group of the histidine. Okay. So these are present within the cell and also extracellularly in the plasma. In acidic medium, they will take up the hydrogen, and in the alkaline medium, they will lose the hydrogen and become negatively charged. The plasma protein albumins all contains about 16 histidine residues. Okay, this is the protein buffer. Next, about the hemoglobin buffer. It is a major buffer that is found in RBC, and the buffering action varies with the state of oxygenation. That is, hemoglobin exists in two forms, deoxyhemoglobin and oxyhemoglobin. Deoxyhemoglobin is alkaline in nature and oxyhemoglobin is acidic in nature. Okay, deoxyhemoglobin will take up H plus at tissue level and oxyhemoglobin will release H plus in the lungs. We will study more about this when we discuss about the respiratory regulation of pH. Respiratory regulation of pH. Okay. So here is a buffering action, total buffering action in our body. In our body, about 58% of the buffering activity is intracellularly and 42% is extracellularly. And within 58% intracellularly, 52% is in tissue cells and 6% is in RBC. Okay. In extracellular buffering, that is 42% extracellular buffering, 40% is contributed by the bicarbonate buffer, 1% by the phosphate buffer and 1% by the protein. Okay. Hope you understood. So today we discussed about what the maintenance of pH in a body. It is mainly by three mechanisms: by buffer system, by renal mechanism and by the respiratory mechanism. Today we discussed about the buffer system that helps in maintaining the pH of the body. What are the main buffers in our body fluids? It's a bicarbonate buffer, phosphate buffer, protein buffer and the hemoglobin buffer. Extracellularly, the most important one is bicarbonate buffer. Intracellularly, the important one is phosphate buffer, and in RBC it is hemoglobin buffer. Thank you.